Madden football is the home of Super Bowl 57, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Niners and the Chiefs. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs taking on the NFC champions, the San Francisco 49ers. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, for these Kansas City Chiefs, they, of course, were Super Bowl champions 3 years ago. The win over the Niners in Miami. They fell to the Bucs in Tampa a couple years back. They had the blown lead in the AFC title game against Cincinnati last year. And now they're back, making their third trip to the big game in 4 years.
And their recent history only increases the urgency to try and win another Super Bowl title with this group.
Meanwhile, the 49ers are back in the Super Bowl for the 8th time in franchise history. One of the more successful teams in the Super Bowl era, no doubt. They look to claim their 6th title, which would tie them with the Pats and Steelers for most ever.
And they've been really close in recent years. They were in this game just 3 seasons ago, Super Bowl 54 in Miami. Had the lead in the 4th quarter against Kansas City, but watched it slip away. And how about last year? Lost a 4th quarter lead to the Rams in the NFC title game.
The veteran kicker, Robbie Gould, set to get us started. And this one is underway here on EA Sports. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Here comes the Kansas City offense. And in his 6th season of conducting this high-powered attack, coming off 4 straight Pro Bowls, it's Patrick Mahomes.
You can't help but continue to marvel at how well this man's career has gone so far. Now in his 5th season as KC starter, he's never missed a conference title game, and he's taking the field in his 3rd Super Bowl. Simply dominant, it's easy to envision him being one of the top quarterbacks for many years to come.
Mahomes not wasting time. He'll throw. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run with the 3rd-year man, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They'll get it across the 35. It'll be 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And incomplete on the deep ball.
They are such a talented team at defending the perimeter and taking away throws to the outside. Great confidence, great skill.
On 4th down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City. Back deep, Ray McLeod. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by Mr. Irrelevant in the 2022 draft, a guy with something to prove, Iowa State's career passing leader. And that's Brock Purdy.
And as we know and as we've discussed here in the run-up to this game, this is history in the making. The first rookie quarterback to ever start in a Super Bowl. An absolutely tremendous accomplishment, something no one else has done. But he doesn't want to just go down as the first to make a Super Bowl. He's told us all week he's here to win it.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And that will set him up in excellent shape. First and goal at the 9-yard line. So that play, it was pretty well blown up from the start, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, and when you're running the option like that as a quarterback, you have so many different keys and reads to make that sometimes as you're making them, you're not protecting the ball the way you should, and it gets popped free.
Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. And they start in the best of all positions, first and goal. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes. And it's caught. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal. It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. On second and goal, Mahomes, touchdown! Kadarius Toney from 3 yards out. And the Chiefs are on the board first here in this Super Bowl.
Brandon, this is the Super Bowl. A touchdown scored in any game is big. In this one, it's massive.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC. They have the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Now on 1st down, it's Purdy. And that one into the hands of Ayuk downfield. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Purdy to throw it on 1st down. That's caught. He finds Danny Gray. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Something looked weird there up front. The offensive linemen, it's like they weren't on the same page.
Yeah, every play design has a huge element of trust that everyone's going to do their job. But if one person doesn't, and you have a breakdown, everything goes to rubble.
And they'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And the 39-year-old veteran puts it right through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're content to take the 3. Somewhat of a conservative call there, opting not to go for it on 4th and inches.
And that's from a team that you and I know is not usually playing it close to the vest. It's a little bit of a surprise that they opted for the 3 instead of going for it.
Now it's Gould after splitting the uprights to kick this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Now that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Mahomes now to throw. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. First catch on that one for Kelce, and it's a 1st down.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 34. Now Mahomes. Throw left side, complete to Tony. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, for years, this matchup, the Chiefs and 49ers, would have been known as the Joe Montana game. These being the two teams that Montana played for in his Hall of Fame career. But now, of course, it's a Super Bowl rematch. Super Bowl 54 in Miami. That game won by the Chiefs 31-20 with that furious fourth-quarter comeback to win their second Lombardi trophy. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 17-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. Second and 6. No, scratch that. Second and 7. Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Here's Mahomes to throw. Man open, it's Tony. He's got it. And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
Now here's Mahomes. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Mahomes hitting his favorite target, Travis Kelce, on a touchdown pass. And the Chiefs will add to their first quarter lead here in this Super Bowl.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Butker on for the PAT. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it culminates in a Travis Kelce touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Five yards remain on 2nd down. Up the gut, McCaffrey. Oh, what a move. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll get this all the way down to the Chiefs' 15. One quarter done, 3 more to play here in Super Bowl 57. 14-3, that's our score. We'll return after this message. You're watching the NFL, and it's right here on EA Sports. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. On first down, Purdy. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I like what they tried to do there. They didn't get a completed pass downfield, but they came off of a momentum play. Big-time gain on the previous snap. Came right back and threw one deep, hoping to catch them on their heels.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Purdy. Incomplete.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal, because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Here's Purdy. Flushed out right. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Brandon, that's a gamer move right there. Facing 3rd down, steps up, calls his own number, and nearly makes the house call. If I'm the coach, I let him take another one right here. Give him a chance to be the first one to hit the end zone after that effort he just gave him.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Deebo Samuel taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Niners have got it back to within a score. This feels like something we'd see more commonly, CD, in a college game. They give it to the receiver down here in the red zone, but it winds up successful.
Yeah, partner, I think you'd think it's less likely to find running space to the edge down here close to the end zone where things are so condensed. But a lot of times you end up focusing on the running backs, and they're able to slip it to the receiver, and it resulted in a touchdown.
Robbie Gould on for the extra point. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. That time a 6-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. KC's offense ready to take over. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Here comes Edwards-Helaire on the toss right. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
That was a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end, being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block, and you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Open man is the tight end, Noah Gray. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing now is Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this.
What's the deal, y'all?
Understandably, pass rushers keyed up for this Super Bowl, but you can't do that.
And let's face it, no one wants to lose one of these quarterbacks early in this game. So you know.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Ambry Thomas. And the 49ers will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
The 49ers getting set to trot out there. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Purdy. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing here, Purdy. Toward the sideline, it's complete, an athletic grab, but still well short of the first. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. A nice job of bringing that in, but why was he so close to the sideline there? They had all kinds of room in the flat.
A little bit of a lack of coordination between him and the quarterback, because both of them should have seen that room that was available, that space. Stop your route a little bit shorter, put it on him, and let him turn and get upfield.
Hardman on the return. A punt of 46, a return of 5. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now back to throw. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Tony. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find the answers, and they've got to find them quick.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Right back to Tony. He's got another one. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Now a 2nd down and 6. They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
I really like what he did there because he took his practice work and converted it to game action because he used his hands, got off the block, worked laterally and stayed to the outside, and finished off the runner for a loss.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
Two minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. They'll set up a throw. And he's got it. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to ball his way into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire taking it in from a yard out. And the Chiefs continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Second effort there, he was determined to find pay dirt, and he did.
I think that's a great example of what coaches talk about, a back that runs behind his pads, and he uses pads to get him into the end zone.
Butker now to add the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. after the touchdown. Here's Butker on to kick it away. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looks like the Chiefs are going to get it back.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Finding Hardman here over the middle. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8. And again, it's Mahomes. His pass caught at the 4. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Mahomes going to throw. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Kadarius Toney, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Chiefs are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Butker on for the PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it's Kadarius Toney who caps things with a touchdown reception. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
So we've come upon halftime in the big one, the Super Bowl. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our downtown Orlando studios and this EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, a look at the next-gen stats for the Niners in that first half. And they did have some success running the football in those first two quarters, and that might be something they continue to work on as they try to get back in this game. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The 49er offense set to go to begin quarter number 3. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down. Out of the gun, Purdy. And the Chiefs are going to get him. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Purdy from the gun. Got a man right side. It's McCaffrey. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And it'll be fourth down.
They dialed up the blitz on third down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. Standing right on his own 5-yard line. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over first and 10. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. Well, they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Here's Mahomes to throw. And this incomplete. He tried to check it down to his running back and nearly had the ball picked.
Had to do a double take on that one, Brandon, because so far in this game, we haven't seen many of his passes fall incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. He'll take this to the 46. Six yards left on 2nd down. Mahomes now to throw. Trying to find his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted. And the Niners are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Now on 1st down, it's Purdy. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Purdy looking to throw on 1st down here. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. On 1st down, Purdy. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. A handoff left, McCaffrey. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Christian McCaffrey, 14 yards. And the 49ers get a bit closer. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Gold with the extra point, and the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. So that drive, 4 plays. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
Taking it about the 1. And he returns this to the 22. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8.
Throwing now is Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good.
Here's McLeod on the return.
A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game. And I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Purdy will set up to throw it here.
Taking a shot for Samuel. And that's caught inside the 30. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. A big third down play there for the Niners. And even 40 yards.
Still all sorts of time left in this game, and you'd like to be able to say take it one play at a time. But the truth is, they're probably going to have to hit on a few big plays in the passing game to close this gap, and that's a good start right there.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Purdy to throw it on 1st down. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 7 yards there and a 1st down. They'll go option to the short side. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter.
Just one more quarter remains in the season-long race for the Lombardi Trophy here at Super Bowl 57 from Glendale.
You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Folks, welcome back to the biggest stage in sports, the Super Bowl, and now we get down to the good stuff, the 4th and final quarter.
They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. The kick by Gould is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. So it was 4th down and 1 in the red zone, but they elect to take just the 3.
And I'm a little bit surprised that that's exactly what they decided to do. I kind of thought that they would go for it in that situation. But sometimes I'm sure you just think to yourself, take the 3 points, put them in your pocket, and move on.
Now it's Gould after splitting the uprights to kick this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
And now here comes Kansas City.
And the tension ratcheting up all around. A one-score game. 4th quarter of the Super Bowl. This is what you folks came for. Every play with the potential to win or lose a title as they look to drain some time off this clock.
Mahomes now on 1st down.
On the slant, he's got Hardman.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, fourth quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Now here's Mahomes. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
They go play fake. Mahomes. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds.
All right, Sam.
Kyle Shanahan doesn't care much for that last call, so out comes the red challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. So the pass goes out of bounds, but he was not outside of the tackle box when he threw that. He's got to be careful.
You and I both know if it's even close, they're going to give it to the quarterback. They don't want to throw that flag unnecessarily. So if you're just in the area, you're going to be okay.
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes.
They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes.
Finding Edwards-Helaire once again.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there because trying it is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
So a big one coming now for Harrison Butker. This to make it a 2-score game. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away.
Taken in at the 3.
Well, now how about this return? He's to midfield.
Ray McLeod.
And he finally runs out of gas, but not before he's inside the 10-yard line.
Similar to golf, you never want to count a score before it actually happens, but you have to figure. They thought they were going to get 6 on that play. Great effort to keep them out of the end zone, but a big-time return.
Out on the field now, here come the 49ers.
And we're at the time in this Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Here's Purdy.
Touchdown 49ers.
Deebo Samuel.
His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the 49ers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
And this is caught. So they took a chance, but they are back within a single point here in the 4th. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback, because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly. And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. To throw, it's Mahomes. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and that will bring up 2nd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. Shotgun snap to Mahomes.
Man open, it's Tony. He's got it. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 41. Mahomes going to throw. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Now Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
Mahomes finding Juju there for the Kansas City first.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Oh, no, he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. Following the fumble recovery, Purdy. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. That'll give them 8 that time, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
Heady on that one, huh? Getting out of bounds before the 2-minute warning. They get an extra timeout, extra opportunity to move the ball downfield. Very smart football.
They'll go option on 2nd down, right side.
And he will get enough for a 1st down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
On 1st down, it's Purdy.
Completes it to Jennings.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
The 49ers moving hastily. They're scurrying to the line.
Purdy to throw.
Escaping the pressure right.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Brandon, you know I'm all about quarterbacks protecting themselves, but I have to admit it, I liked what I just saw there. That rookie wasn't afraid of absorbing a big hit. Now, you don't want to see him taking those shots all game long, but he picked up the 1st down, kept fighting for yards, and was willing to embrace some contact to keep the play moving.
Here's Purdy.
Over the middle, complete to Samuel.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense. Now they got to get to the line quickly. They'll look to throw. This one caught by Kittle. He's brought down in the red zone at the 18 after a gain of 18. 1st and 10.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Back to throw. And he'll just get rid of it. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
McCaffrey running up the middle. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. An incompletion, now a short pickup. That's not going to do it.
Yeah, you've got to get to the line of scrimmage quickly, get set up, and aim downfield.
And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick here is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter.
This taken in at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
So it's the 49ers who will get the football first with a chance to win it here in overtime. Taken in at the 3. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
And San Francisco gets set to go here.
And CD, we get to see the debut of the brand new postseason overtime rules. Now, as everybody is learning, both teams are going to be guaranteed an offensive possession. So they might get the ball first here, but a touchdown does not right away win the game.
And we saw many marker games along the way that sparked a lot of conversation. But the Buffalo-Kansas City game in the 2022 playoffs, that really brought about this rule change. What an amazing game, a true classic. Ended in overtime without Buffalo getting a shot with the football, and the people didn't like that at all. So starting this season, if you make the playoffs, you'll get a chance to answer if the other team scores first, and that way you get a chance to keep a great game as well as your hopes alive as you chase the big prize.
No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
A 3 and out could really hurt here in this opening drive of overtime. Big 3rd down coming.
Now a first throw here in overtime. And this is caught. Jennings. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
Not lacking aggressiveness here to begin overtime, Charles. A pretty big play right there, and looked like it might have caught the defense off guard. They may have been expecting something a little more conservative.
Yeah, they've got to shore things up in a big way because they make any more mistakes like that and really let them drive it on them, they'll be putting their offense in a tough spot to answer if they want to extend their season.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
There's Purdy on 1st and 10.
And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. So no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. To throw again on 2nd down.
Purdy.
Open man is Samuel, complete.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
So a big play in this opening drive of overtime. Now looking at a 3rd and 3.
Purdy.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. And it's a fake. He's going to throw it, and he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out, and the Chiefs' defense comes up with a stop.
KC's offense ready to take over. That last defensive stand, that is the defensive stand of the season. I mean, you get it on this stage in overtime of the Super Bowl, and now you've set your offense up here, Charles. All they need is a field goal, and they're world champs.
Agreed, partner. And if I'm calling plays on offense right now, I'm looking at my play sheet, and I'm looking for what plays get the ball to my best players right now. How do they touch it, and who do I trust with the football in this situation? Big-time trophy on the line, championship on the line.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard.
A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. 65 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Mahomes. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 21. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
All they need is a field goal. Any kind of score here on this second drive would be a game winner. It's 1st and 10.
Mahomes now to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes.
On the slant, he's got Hardman.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
Well, Mahomes finding his burner Hardman for the KC first.
And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
Remember, all they need is a field goal here, but the offense still on the field, 1st and goal. Here comes the rookie 7th-round pick. It's Isaiah Pacheco.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to kick the field goal.
And any yardage you game there is really kind of gravy, and this just becomes what my old coach used to say. Get into position to be in position. And that's what they want, the right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
Edwards-Helaire fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. All right, well, they didn't kick it on 2nd down, now 3rd and goal. You have to kick it here.
Absolutely have to kick it, because if you get a bad snap, you fall on it, you got a chance to kick it again on 4th down. Let's say it gets blocked and it's behind the line of scrimmage. You fall on it, you get another chance at it. Give yourself that option. Give yourself that opening.
Oh, and Edwards-Helaire, I don't think he got there. He did not. They'll stop him short.
Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. All right, ball at the 1-yard line, 4th down. What do you say?
I say go, because if you can't get 1 yard, what's the old adage? If I can't get 1 yard, I don't deserve to win anyway. Tell your team it's that time. Who's going to get down into the trenches, grind it out, and make sure that ball gets in the end zone? Who's it going to be? Let's go do it.
Everything right now resting on the right foot of Harrison Butker. And the defense is going to let him think about it a little as they use their 2nd timeout here.
They'll go. It's Edwards-Helaire.
And he's into the end zone. Move over, James White. You've got a new rival for best finish to a Super Bowl ever.
So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Kansas City Chiefs are the Super Bowl champions. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling, because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.